Reports began in the 1990s of strange children knocking on doors late at night, asking to be let in. They spoke calmly, too calmly, their faces pale, their clothes outdated. But witnesses said the moment they looked into their eyes, they realized these were not children. Their eyes were completely black. One witness reported a sudden feeling of dread, as if her life would end if she let them in. When she refused, the children vanished. No footsteps, no trace. Are they spirits, extraterrestrials, or something feeding on human fear? In 1812, a family tomb in Barbados was sealed shut after placing a coffin inside. But when they reopened it months later, something impossible had happened. The heavy lead coffins had moved. Some were flipped upside down. Others were standing upright, as if thrown by an unseen force. There were no signs of entry. The tomb was sealed. Nothing human could have moved them. Officials removed the coffins, reset them carefully, and sealed the tomb again. Months later, they returned. Once again, the coffins were violently displaced. This time, one coffin was found leaning against the door, as if trying to escape. Was it restless spirits, or something trapped within the stone wall? In 1971, a woman in Spain reported something terrifying inside her home. A human face appeared on the kitchen floor. She tried to wash it away, but the face kept coming back. Then more faces appeared, screaming, crying, as if trapped beneath the ground. Scientists arrived. They took samples, tested chemicals, and confirmed the faces were impossible to fake. Even when the floor was destroyed and rebuilt, the faces returned. Were they spirits? Or people trapped between worlds? In a remote valley in Norway, strange lights began appearing in the sky, moving in ways no aircraft could. They hovered silently above the mountains, then shot across the sky faster than any known technology. But what terrified witnesses wasn't just the lights. It was what happened when the lights stopped. Animals went silent. Power lines flickered. Compasses spun out of control. Locals claimed they could feel the lights watching them, as if something was scanning the valley. Scientists installed monitoring stations. The lights were real. The readings were unexplainable. Were these visitors or something awakening beneath the earth? In 1948, a well-dressed man was found dead on a beach in Australia. No wounds, no identity. His pockets contained a scrap of paper with just 2 words in Persian, Tamam shud, meaning it is finished. His fingerprints matched no one on Earth. Every label on his clothes had been removed. Investigators discovered a hidden code inside a book connected to the case. A code that experts and intelligence agencies still cannot solve. Who was this man? A spy? A time traveler? Or something not human? In 1954, witnesses in a European city reported seeing a man walking in broad daylight. But something was terribly wrong. He had no shadow. As he moved, the sun shone directly above him. Every object around him cast a clear shadow, except him. When a police officer tried to approach, the man reportedly vanished into thin air. Days later, photographs appeared, showing a figure walking with no visible outline or shadow on the ground. No identity was ever discovered. No explanation has ever been confirmed. Was he a being from another dimension, or something walking among us that isn't human? In 1977, in a quiet London home, strange noises began to echo through the walls. Furniture moved by itself. Toys flew across rooms. And a voice spoke from the dark, claiming to be a man who had died in the house. Police officers were called. They witnessed a chair sliding across the floor, with no one touching it. The events were recorded, documented, and studied for years. But no one, not scientists, not priests, not investigators, could explain what happened in that house. Some say it was possession, others something far older. In Utah, there is a ranch so haunted by unexplained phenomena. The U.S. government investigated it in secret. Locals reported glowing UFOs hovering over the land, creatures that changed shape in front of their eyes, and voices whispering from the sky. Animals were found mutilated, with surgical precision, no blood, no tracks, as if something not of this world was experimenting on them. Military scientists took over the ranch, and what they recorded was classified. Some say a portal lies beneath the ground, opening to another dimension. In 1930, a fur trapper entered a remote Canadian village, and what he saw remains unexplained. Fires were still burning, food was still on the tables, but every single person had vanished. No footprints in the snow, no bodies. It was as if they disappeared into thin air. Outside, dogs were found frozen in place, still tied up, abandoned in an instant. And inside the church, carved into the altar, were the words, "They came for us." No trace was ever. In 1978, a 20-year-old pilot named Frederick Valentich took off on a routine flight over Australia and never returned. During the flight, he radioed air traffic control, saying a strange craft was hovering above him. It wasn't a plane. It was shiny, metallic, and moving at impossible speeds. His last transmission was chilling. It's not an aircraft. It's hovering. And it's not human. Seconds later, radio silence. His plane vanished from radar. No wreckage was ever found. The government classified the case, but the recording still exists.